everybody, this is Amy. Um, I wanted to talk today about depression, anxiety, other mental disorders, and whatnot. Um, I'm probably going to be doing a series of these, going more specifically into my own personal issues, instead of more generalized specifics, I guess, about the disorders themselves. Um, what got me started on doing this was actually a campaign that was done by an actor that I love. Um, and if you don't know me, then you don't know that I'm slightly obsessed with Supernatural. And one of the actors on there, Jared Padalecki, he plays Sam Winchester on the show. But he has come out saying that he lives with depression. He started a campaign in March of 2015, the Always Keep Fighting campaign. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about that. And since then, maybe even before, but definitely since then, a lot of other celebrities have come out with the struggles that they live with. The downside to that is you don't hear a lot about normal, everyday people that live with these, and so it doesn't quite seem the same. Hopefully, in talking about my own struggles, I will be able to help somebody. I mean, that's all I can hope for. I don't know how many people are going to see this, but I hope I can help at least one person. So a couple of things that might help in understanding mental disorders. It's very, very broad. A couple of things that you do need to know. There's a book out there. I haven't actually seen it myself, but it's called the DSM-5. It's the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. The current one is the 5th edition. I couldn't find an actual set number on how many official diagnoses there are for mental disorders, but I did see that this book is, I believe it was 947 pages, if I remember correctly. So I'm sure you can imagine that leads to a lot of potential diagnoses. This book, it looks at symptoms, length of symptoms, intensity, all this kind of stuff, and it helps doctors narrow down what is going on with a person when they come in saying something's wrong with me, and it's not a physical thing. Some of those diagnoses are things I think everybody's probably heard of: depression, anxiety, OCD, schizophrenia, stuff like that. ADHD and ADD are also in there. Eating disorders are in there. There's a lot of like the lesser known type stuff as well as the common stuff. So anyway, a little bit about me. I am 34 years old, and my struggle with mental illness started, I wasn't even a teenager yet. 11, maybe 12 years old was when I first saw somebody, and I went to, I don't know how many counselors. I've been to, I don't know how many doctors. I've been on a lot of different medications, and nobody could ever figure out what's going on. There was never an official diagnosis. There was a lot of hit and miss. There was a lot of, there's nothing wrong with you, it's all in your head. Well, hello, it's a mental order. Of course it's in my head. Finally, when I was 25 years old, so about 9 years ago, I received my first diagnosis of major depressive disorder. The way it was described to me is if you were to look at a line graph or a line chart with your general moods, your average person would be here. And then, when they go into a depression, they drop way down. I never I'm never here. I'm more like right here. So I'm always depressed. I do have lows where I drop really, really low and it's not pretty. Um, I get just sad. And it's more than that. I don't have energy. I don't want to eat. And if I do want to eat, I overeat. Obviously, I'm overweight because of it. Um, I have a hard time sleeping. Um, I get angry. Um, and the anger is intense. It's not physical, but it's just it it takes over everything. Um, so yeah, my lows aren't pretty. If fortunately they don't happen too often um, anymore. I actually just had one a couple months ago. I hit a really bad low and it lasted almost 2 months. And it was a lot of crying, a lot of anger. Um, and then I was able to work my way out of it. So I'm okay now. Um, but anyway, like I said, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder at 25. A couple of years later, 27, 28 years old, I was also diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. Um, and so that explained a lot of issues as well. I have a hard time looking at the bright side of things. I have a hard time anticipating things. My mind automatically goes to all the what ifs, and a lot of times those what ifs are negative. Um, like my kids, for example. I have 5 kids. Um, when they go see their dad, they fly, and my mind automatically goes to, what if the plane crashes? What if something happens to them while they're up there and I don't get to see them again? What if just for whatever reason, even if something doesn't happen to them, what if they just don't come back? That's just kind of where my mind automatically goes, and so I have to work my way through that. The rational part of my brain knows that statistically these things aren't going to happen. They're going to come back. Everything's going to be just fine, and I'll have worried for nothing. But the anxious part of my brain says, you wish. So it's a battle. It's definitely a battle. The anxiety also makes it hard to sleep at night. I'll lay in bed and just thinking about everything that could go wrong the next day, or if I have some big thing that I have to do at work, I'll go over it 100 times, every possible way it could go wrong. But once I got those diagnoses, it sucked hearing that these are issues that I have, but knowing what was wrong, finally, I was able to move forward. Okay, I know that this is the problem now. Now what do I do to work with it? As I said before, I've tried all kinds of medications and had no success with those whatsoever. I did a little bit of reading not too long ago and found out that medication actually doesn't work for about 40% of people. So I guess I fall into that 40%. I have found other things that help me. Usually it's things like writing, or like I like to do things that keep me busy. I like knitting, sometimes it's binge watching a TV show, just something to kind of distract my mind away for a little while. And then when I come back to to whatever I'm dealing with, then I feel like I have a slightly clearer mind and I'm able to focus a little bit better on it. So, anyway, yeah, I sorry I got a little off there. Um, so anyway, I hope to be coming back and doing more of these. Um, I think from this point forward, it'll be more like a diary. Um, I'll be talking, more about how I'm feeling. Um, so hopefully people can see that yes, even normal people, those who don't have this celebrity status, um, struggle with these diagnoses as well, and maybe seeing somebody just like you will help you. Um, I'll admit, I'm kind of hoping that this is therapeutic for me as well. Um, so, I mean, if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. I'll answer them as much as I can. If there's anything else you want to know about me, let me know. I'm pretty much an open book. I generally have no idea I have no problem letting people know um, what I'm dealing with. Um, I try to be as much of an open book as possible. If there is a question, for whatever reason I'm not comfortable answering, I'll acknowledge the question, but I'll let you guys know that it's just something I don't want to answer at this point. Maybe I can answer it further down the road. I don't know. But we'll just kind of see where it goes from here. I think right now my plan is trying to do this like every weekend, maybe. I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, until next time, try and stay happy, stay healthy. Don't let life get you too down, whatever you do. In the words of the awesome Jared Padalecki, always keep fighting. You are totally worth it. See you later.